Good morning and welcome to our daily Devo for Tuesday morning, the 11th of October today. Today's devotion is entitled Judging True Faith. Judging True Faith. Remember, these are devotions on spiritual warfare, the Christian in complete armor. Daily readings in spiritual warfare by William Gurnall from back in the 1600s. And lots of times we think all that stuff's outdated, but the reality is, particularly this kind of subject doesn't get outdated. Or we've always had that enemy seeking to undermine our faith, seeking to distract us, derail us, as it were, in our faith. And so a lot of these things are still, so far, all that we've read so far has been true to course, even today, this many years later. Some people have gone crazy with spiritual warfare and demons behind every rock and that kind of thing. I think we're seeing, and I hope you're seeing it too, that with William Gurnall, we're noticing the battle inside. We're noticing the battle for our faith, the battle for our salvation, the battle for our confidence in the Lord. And that's timeless. He started that with Adam and Eve. He hasn't given up because it seems to work pretty good for him at times. And so today's judging true faith. It is not hard for the ignorant sinner to admit he deserves nothing but hell. But the man who pretends to have faith lives a lie. Satan delights in stalling this man's search for fulfillment by cheating him along the way with a counterfeit faith. The Israelites longed for the true worship of God in Jerusalem, but Jeroboam kept them from going there by setting up something like religious worship at home. He substituted golden calves and satisfied many Israelites to such a degree that they never took the first step to Jerusalem. They found a way to stay home. There's a lot of that going on. Be careful not to let Satan cheat you with false faith. Everyone I know would have the living child and not the dead one to be hers. All of us want true faith, but do not be your own judges. Appeal to the Spirit of God and let him decide the controversy by using the sword of his word. You say you have faith, but which kind is it? True or false? By this time, you may want to know what your faith is and how you can judge the truth of it. In your search, there are two directions you can take. One, how the Spirit works faith in the soul, and the other, the characteristics of this faith. The Spirit works faith in the soul. Faith is the greatest work which the Spirit of Christ accomplishes in the human spirit. The Apostle Paul calls it the exceeding greatness of his power to us who believe, Ephesians 1:19. Notice the expressions of the Spirit of God, describing this work of the Spirit: power, greatness of power, exceeding greatness, and exceeding greatness of his power. What angel in heaven can understand the command of faith's power in the human spirit? God assigns his whole being to this work. It is compared to the working of his mighty power when he brought Jesus Christ up from the dead, raised him from the dead, set him at his own right hand in the heavenly places, far above all principality and power. Ephesians 1:19-21. I could not help but think of the verse. Jesus says that many will come to him on that day and saying, Lord, Lord, look what we've done. And he will say, depart from me, I never knew you. There is a false faith that's very persuasive. There's a false faith that gives us comfort that we're okay. But in reality, we may not be. We need to have the faith that comes with this power. The power that raised Jesus from the dead is the power that our God makes available to us as well, for our faith, for the life he calls us to live as we receive Christ as our life and become more and more like him every day. Make sure, each of us needs to make sure we are trusting the real faith in the real Savior who gives us real power, resurrection power. Blessings to you today. Fight the good fight.